Let's establish, first of all, that I really like Quinn Hughes. I think he's going to be the best Vancouver Canucks offensive defender they ever had. And I'm so looking forward to everything that he's going to bring to the Vancouver Canucks throughout his career. But there's been something that a lot of people probably don't necessarily know about Quinn Hughes' playstyle, and that is turnovers. To go further in on this topic, let's go over to our Canucks and a post that was posted on Saturday by Brock in Brooklyn. A thought on Quinn Hughes. I decided to attend the Michigan-Penn State game at Madison Square Garden so that I could watch Quinn Hughes. At the first intermission, Michigan is down 3-0. 2 of those goals have come off of Quinn Hughes' turnovers. I really want to see him succeed as a Canuck, but his play so far has concerned me. Am I a little too critical? I fully admit that I don't watch much NCAA hockey. Some of the comments talk about how that's basically how Quinn Hughes plays. He's got those turnovers, he's got those offensive moments, but he's not somebody who's completely susceptible to full 100% defensive coverage in the most efficient way. Now, after seeing this post, yesterday on Twitter, Rick Dhaliwal came out with a statement from the Michigan head coach, Mel Pearson. I just thought he had a tough night as far as a couple of his turnovers. He stood up in the locker room and took responsibility for them, Quinn Hughes did. Dhaliwal also adds, that's the accountability you want to see out of your draft picks. I took this Twitter link and I posted it on the Canucks subreddit titled Quinn Hughes taking responsibility for turnovers in Michigan loss on Saturday. And in the text, quick update to Brock and Brooklyn and their post a few days ago talking about Quinn Hughes giveaways against Penn State. Rick Dhaliwal came out with a tidbit on this earlier on Twitter. Let's just go through some of the comments because a lot of these open our eyes a little bit to things that a lot of people wouldn't necessarily see from first glance. The top comment here from Pass It to Besser. Fans need to be ready, and I know they won't be. Because of his aggressive style, Hughes' turnovers look terrible. They look worse than 90% of Goodbranson or Pouliot turnovers. Kid's got amazing offensive talent, but he takes major risks. Then, the comment replying to this talks about how NHL-level coaching is going to fine-tune those things up. Quinn Hughes is the type of guy who has the tool set, has the hockey mind to be able to adapt to the NHL game under the correct guidance of Travis Green and the rest of the coaching staff. Then there's a little bit of a discussion going on about how he fared at the World Championships, playing against Connor McDavid and a whole bunch of other guys too. Let's go over to I'm Lynn Zero's comment just a little bit down below. I'm sure he'll reduce the number of turnovers he makes, but some Canucks fans are in for a surprise with how risky his style of play is. It's going to take a few years with a lot of mistakes, leading to a lot of goals, leading to a lot of benching. I fully expect him to be a superstar one day, but Canucks fans have to manage their expectations. There's going to be days where he looks like Pouliot, and some days where he looks like Carlson and McDavid's love child. Then there's a little bit of comments replying to that. Kinda sounds like Morgan Riley. As someone who watched Erik Karlsson, there are gonna be tons of growing pains. There are a few other comments replying to this here, but obviously it's an interesting thing to note here that Quinn Hughes and his playstyle is not gonna be perfect, especially when he first makes his NHL debut. Now, the next comment we're going to look at is one that I like so much. It's from Broken Arms, Frigid Mom, which I'm not going to talk about the name because if you're on Reddit, you know what that means. This is why Tanev is going to be an important player for the next few years. Hughes is going to need a steady veteran partner who can watch his back a bit in order to let him run and gun without having every third rush turn into a 2-on-1 or a breakaway the other way. And that makes a lot of sense. It truly does. You see, Pouliot, Imagine if Derek Pouliot was playing with Chris Tanev. Now, I don't know if this has actually happened. It probably has over the past few years, right? They shuffle everything around. It has to have happened once, but obviously it doesn't habitually. Imagine Pouliot playing with Tanev. Do you think all of those Pouliot turnovers and stuff are as bad if he's playing with Tanev rather than Goodbranson? I don't think so, right? Tanev is the best defensive defender the Canucks have on their team, and he makes up for a lot of defensive fallacies that the rest of the D-core commits. If it's Pouliot and Stetcher or Pouliot and Goodbranson, those Pouliot turnovers are usually in the back of the net, and we've seen that over the past few games. But I personally think that Tanev is so good in his own zone and so good defensively that having a guy like Quinn Hughes who can cough up those Goodbranson and Pouliot turnovers is only essential to be alongside a guy like Tanev for the first few years of his career. As some of these comments have highlighted, Hughes is not necessarily going to be perfect, which is why pairing him with a guy who will allow him to play his game to the best extent while also improving defensively is going to help a lot. Quinn Hughes, ladies and gentlemen, he's probably going to play with Tanev. I hope he does, because that looks like it'll be the best move forward. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Plus, this is Rosai Gaming, and bye.